So, what can you do to protect your flock from predators? Here are some general tips. First, always put away food. Don't keep chicken feed lying around in the run or your yard and clean up scraps of leftover food. Not doing this will attract all sorts of predators. Wherever you store your chicken feed, make sure it is secure. I keep mine in my garage, in a very thick industrial garbage can. I keep treats in a can with a secure lid. Keep in mind that rodents can chew through containers made of wood and thin plastic. Never leave cat food outside. Make sure your trash can lids are secured to the can, and if you have fruit trees, clean up windfall from the ground. All of these things attract raccoons and possum. Keep the grass cut around your coop and run. Snakes like the cover of tall grass. Look for and fill every hole. Remember that smaller weasels can squeeze through an opening as small as 1 inch in diameter, 2.5 centimeters, about the size of a U.S. quarter. They will slip right through chicken wire. Rodents are climbers, so if you want to absolutely keep them out of your run, you will need to put a roof on it and close up every small space. I have a roof on my run, but it's to keep out large predators. I have found rats in the run, and I am sure that mice find their way in too. I am not as concerned about rats getting into the run as I am about them getting into the coop. I always make sure the coop is rodent-free before I put the girls to bed. A well-placed and baited live trap can be very effective for catching many varmints. Do an inspection in the morning just before you let your birds out. Look for evidence of predators. For example, feces lying in or around the coop and run, and signs of digging or tunneling around the perimeter. Also, gnaw marks, especially if you have a wood enclosure. Collect eggs daily. This will help deter rats and snakes. Get roosters. A good roo will warn the rest of the flock and may fight off the predator. Some people also keep guinea fowl, which will alert you to intruders. Understand that guinea fowl can be very, very loud, more so than roosters. Keep in mind your local ordinances. You might also get a goose. That's right, geese can help protect your flock. The moment they spot a threat, geese will instinctively sound the alarm with a loud call. They will hiss and spread their wings menacingly, and if the intruder is relatively small, will even attack. Keep a dog. The scent of a dog strikes fear in most smaller predators, but make sure that your dog is protective of your birds, not predatory toward them. You may need to do some training. By the way, if you have crows and blackbirds on your property, don't chase them away. They harass hawks and will discourage them from hanging around. But remember that crows like to steal chicken eggs. Some people like to use poison for rats and other pests. If you use poison, be very careful that your chickens do not have access to it. This includes anything you might track into their space on your shoes. I recommend not using poison. A rodent will generally ignore poison as long as there are other sources of food available. And on the average homeowner's property, there are generally other things they can eat. You may want to try a solar-powered predator light. This is a flashing red light that scares nocturnal predators away. Night Guard makes one that is quite affordable. There are even more pricier things you can do, such as installing motion sensor lighting and closed-circuit video cameras. You could also install an electric fence. Some chicken owners install automatic doors. Some of these doors operate on a light sensor, opening at dawn and closing at dusk, while others can be programmed by time of day, and some will even do both. Of course, all of these require a substantial budget. At a minimum, I recommend getting a solar-powered nightlight. Give your girls at least a fighting chance by providing a little light in their coop. By the way, I have colored mine red, as red light is soothing to chickens. Finally, I want to talk about free-ranging. If you let your chickens range, it is imperative that you have plenty of hiding spots for them. For instance, bushes and shrubbery are a great place to run to when an intruder pays a visit. I let my girls out from time to time, and usually they will wander throughout the yard looking for bugs and their favorite vegetation. We have a grape arbor, and that is one of their favorite spots to hang out. If you have an extra large property, you may want to construct emergency safety shelters for your chickens to run to when they wander far from the coop. When we shot this video, we noticed that our hens were sticking close to the grape arbor. and one of them, Gwen, remained as still as a statue. Even as the other girls ventured out a bit, she wouldn't budge. Then we noticed why. There was a hawk sitting in a tree not far from us. The hens had spotted it and were staying close to cover. In fact, Gwen never did come out from under the grape arbor. The more hiding spots you have, the more your hens will range. If they tend to stay just in the area of your coop, one possible reason is that they don't feel safe going any further without a place to run and hide.